Good afternoon, everybody. So, Fred and I went shopping today. Want to see my grocery haul? Yes, I was a good girl. Anyway, I thought since we can't actually do a good old-fashioned grocery haul for the month of April, I'd show you what we did do today. Fred and I did a little bit of touring around. We had some brunch. We had a good day. Did we have a good day, Freddie? It was a good day. So let me show you what I did today. Ta-da! Oh, minus my water bottle. Alrighty, so here's the groceries. You ready? Ta-da! We did buy 3 though because we actually used a lot of milk this week. So we have 3 of them. That's it for groceries. Total price for grocery haul? $15. Okay. $4.90 some odd cents. $14, sorry, and 90 something cents. That's it. Not bad. But we did get a few other things. So let me show you what we did. First thing we did is we stopped at the nursery to see if they were going to bring in any little pine trees. And what we bought were 2 Saskatoon berries. They were 20% off. Worked out to be $13 each. Nice and healthy. But I also needed new celery because I think my celery is just too old. I'll show you guys in a minute because, hey, it's a Homestead update. Took a good look at the corn that we had, and the corn that we have is really, really old. So Fred decided he was going to get this one here, which is a heirloom called Golden Bantam. And we got honey and cream. We grew this one the first year we were here, and it actually tastes really, really good. So we went to the nursery. Yay! Okay, sorry. We also went to Canadian Tire, and we rescued a couple of lilacs. Now, they were pretty droopy, and they're actually starting to come back because we watered them in the truck. So now I have water all in Fred's cup holder, but they're actually perking up, and he's going to be repotting these first thing this afternoon. So we got 2 different kinds. One's called Sensation. Very cool flowers. I mean, woo! Very cool flowers. Check those out. And this one, I keep wanting to call it President Gravy, but it's President Greavy. And they look more like the classic lilac. Now, the lilacs, like I said, yeah, they're a little droopy, but I don't know. That's just something we like to do because no one else would have bought them because they're like, oh, they're dying, but they're not. They just needed to be watered. And they're actually already starting to perk up. So once they get transplanted, it'll be even better. So one of the downfalls of buying things at Canadian Tire is that they're not a garden center. Unfortunately, stuff happens. That's okay. I got the other 4 rolls of that adhesive shelf liner stuff. This stuff. They're $1.25 a roll, and one of these fits perfectly on my shelves. And of course, got Fred some coffee filters. We always buy those at Dollarama. It's just cheaper. They're like $2.25. It's perfect. All right, well, let's go back to Walmart. So we got the 3 cartons of milk. Yes. I replaced my frying pans. These were $39 for the 2 because my frying pans are starting to drive me absolutely crazy again. The ones that I like at Canadian Tire were sold out. So I got these. We'll see how they work out. I like the Tefal. I like how they work, so I'm just going to stick to them. I got another box of those filters. These have been working out for me really, really well. Now the box says up to 20 uses per filter. I'm pretty sure I used a couple of the ones that from that first box a lot more than 20 times. And I'm not sure if they're actually dishwasher safe, but we actually put them in the dishwasher and got all, you know, the oils from coffee off of the little filter parts. They're like brand new. It's crazy. So I actually haven't bought my coffee since I bought that first box, and I don't even remember how long ago that was anymore. It's been at least 2 months, maybe longer. One more thing we bought. Yeah, we bought strawberries. We planted a whole bunch of strawberry seeds. So far, we think 2 might have popped up. Now, I already knew in advance when I was getting into this that strawberries are notoriously hard to start from seeds. That's why you usually only find the plants and the roots. You buy those and you plant those. But we wanted to give it a try. So we did. There's 10 in each, so it works out to be about $1 a plant. I will be putting that in the book as well because we're going to keep it separate. If these still work out, 10 plants, one plant gives you what? About a pint, give or take? 3 plants probably give you about a pound. Strawberries are what? $5 a pound? I'm going to say this is going to work out really well. But anyway, the messy pink light district there, like I said, it's a Homestead update. Let me show you what's going on with the seedlings. We're going to start right here. Check these out. Look at this. You know what this is? See this right here? That's one of the lemon trees. That's the other one. Is that not just crazy? Look how big they got. Now all of these guys, these are all the pear trees. Look at that. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pear trees. Is that not wild? Look at that. That makes me happy. Now the overwintered tomatoes are definitely just about done. They're like dying off. There's a few little tiny tomatoes here and there, but that's okay. But check it out. See that? That's our very first peanut. Yep. So what I did is I planted all 15 peanuts. There's 5 in each pot because they're not going to get very big. They'll get, I don't know, about 30 centimeters, I said. So I planted 5 in a row in each one. Sorry, 5 in a circle in each one. I know these pots are probably too small, but this is the first time I've ever tried it. And I figured, why not? Let's see what happens. We do have another one trying to come up right about here too, so we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping this works out. I got a little tiny weeds. Look at this. I already got to weed the garden. Alrighty, guys. Let's go to the pink light district. Now, I know this is hard to see, and I'm sorry about that. That's just the way it is. First things first. You can't read that anyway. It says artichoke. Check these out. Artichokes. 7 of them germinated and popped, which is like phenomenal. That makes me happy. These are all our flowers coming up. So these are the singles, these are the doubles. Not too bad. See this right here? This is supposed to be green peppers. There ain't nothing popping yet. This one here is supposed to be celery. There's nothing popping yet. Celery, celery, nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing. I have 1 green pepper. So if you guys have been, if you've been hanging out with us for a while, you know green peppers and we have this serious love-hate relationship when it comes to growing. I've got 1 green pepper seedling to the point where I got thinking, did I actually remember to put the seeds in the holes? Apparently I did. But I actually put a second seed in all these pots, so that's all right. They're definitely not going to go to waste. The onions and the leeks. Look at these guys. Woo! I've given these things 3 haircuts now. 3! Huh. But they're coming along really, really well. Now, if you guys have never grown onions or anything from seed before, this one right here, take a really good look. There's the 3 outside, and then there's the new one growing in the middle. So now the itty bitty onion that's down there is going to be 4 layers. Everything that you get coming up for an onion is a layer of your onion. And so far, I got a lot of 3 and 4 layer onions. That actually makes me really happy. Alrighty, let's go to the next one. The chili pepper. Oh! Oh, look! Another green pepper! Okay, so I'm not a total green pepper fail. I got another green pepper. Yay. Okay. Maybe I just need to be more patient. Okay. So now we have officially 2 green peppers. Yay! We have 3 chili peppers. They popped up. 1, 2, 3. And these ones here are the eggplant. So 1 eggplant did not come up. This guy's stuck a little bit. There we go. So we have 5 eggplant. This is the strawberry. See, there's one itty bitty strawberry right there. You guys can't even see that, but there's one little tiny strawberry right there that actually looks like it's got a strawberry leaf on it. That's the only one. So that's okay though. That's all right. Oh, in case you guys are wondering, see this guy? Fred decided to stick the end of a potato in a pot. So we have our first potato of the season. That's what we bought today. We bought milk and a lot of plants we didn't actually intend to buy. Now the good thing about today is we did find out that the Kensington County store is going to be putting in the garden center this year, so we can get a lot of native trees that are going to go out back, because I do want some birch trees. That means they'll also have the little pine tree, well, they're plugs, basically little tiny seedlings, saplings. We put those in 2 years ago, some of the ones that we saw, and I did share that with you then, but I'll show you again. But most of our trees, they're growing healthy and they're growing happy. Let me show you what's going on with the apple trees out back. Okay, we made it outside. It's kind of nice I'm actually able to walk outside, but tell you what, let's start with the cherry trees. So we do need to learn how to prune these a little bit better, but we're hoping that all these nice flower buds this year, see those? We're hoping we can get to the cherries before the birds do. Wishful thinking. Now this little dwarf cherry tree actually did give me a couple of cherries last year that I managed to get to. Yay! He's actually looking really healthy this year. Now this little cherry tree, we seriously planted this poor guy in the wrong spot, but I mean, he's covered in little buds as well. So I'm really hoping when this windbreak grows, it'll help protect it quite a bit more. But I guess we'll find out. We were coming out to look at the apple trees. Now, Fred was really worried that all these little apple trees just weren't going to make it. And I can totally understand the thought. But amazingly, they didn't. They did. I mean, didn't? Anyway. So we did put those 2 little trees in at the end of the season. Totally bad timing. But believe it or not, one actually survived. This one here, he didn't make it. He's dead. See, nothing we can do about it. But this guy's still alive. It even has a bud on the top. Like, is that just not the coolest? And all of these trees made it. Look. I mean, every single one of the bigger trees have survived the winter. Look, we have buds. Now, next year, they will be cut back and the top will be cut off. I know that sounds terrible, but that will promote branches. Now this one here, he branched on his own. These couple down here will be pruned off next year, but look, we have buds. We actually have another branch coming, I think. And this one did branch as well. Look at that. And we have buds. Yay! Even though some of these trees are very small, they made it through the winter. That made us happy. Phenomenally happy. But anyway, to get to the point, it's a homestead update. So, we also, last weekend, went back to the Kensington Market and asked if they had any of the cedar posts in. So this whole bed here, right here behind me, which is where the grapes are, we got the posts so we can start supporting and training the grapes this year. So yay, that makes me happy. So we should have the grapes trained, well, sort of trained. I'm hoping I can train them. We do have wire already that we can put between the posts. We're gonna try that wire first. If not, I'm gonna go and get some maybe 20 gauge wire and run it between the posts so that way I can train the grapes. It is called Let's Learn Something New. Not much of a homestead update, of course, but so far so good. We have marked out a few more baby trees. That's what these little flags are. So where the little orange flags are here, what they are tiny trees that are growing from our windbreak. That's where the majority of our other trees have come from, and I know they're hard to see, but down along the edge there, some of those are ours, and some of those are the little plugs that we bought a couple of years ago, and they're growing really well. Made me so happy. But we will be, like I said, planting all the way around with a lot of native trees to Prince Edward Island. So I suppose you can't get any more native than the trees that we've just transplanted from other parts of our yard. Now, we did have something cool happen the other day. That last snow that we had a fox. And the coolest thing is he was laying down on top of the hoogle. He was just laying there. And then, of course, I couldn't get the camera fast enough to show you, because I really wanted to show you. Yeah. Looks terrible still, doesn't it? But that's okay. We are still slowly working at it. Oh. That's going to be a big job. A little bit at a time. It will get done. Anyway, let's get back to the point. For what? The 5th time? That fox was laying down, like I said, on the hoogle here. So he was right there, just laying there, and we could see him from the kitchen window. Woo, where's the kitchen? Over there. And he was just laying here, ever so happy, probably looking for whatever's digging the holes. Hey, since we're down here, let's talk about the hoogle. Now, I know the hoogle just looks like a big old mess to most people. We did not build it the way you should be building a hoogle. We are just doing a slow compost build on ours. So what we have is we have old logs underneath, not cedar. Cedar apparently is bad, but good softwood that'll hold the water and just kind of, I was going to say evaporate. Compost slowly. And then we have a lot of, well, 2 years ago, we put all of the sunflower stalks in there. We put grass on there, and we've been layering it. So slowly, it's going to start composting, and it will sink, and it won't be quite so, well, dramatic and pointed as it is now. And eventually, you can either wildflower it, you could vegetable. A lot of people grow strawberries on them. For us, I am probably just going to let it compost and flower it. I think that's the plan. We've had a fox digging in the asparagus patch, it looks like. Ugh. gonna get these weeds out while I have the chance. There we go. Yeah. Asparagus looks good. But check this out. See? That's a fox. This garden doesn't look as bad as you would think. That makes me happy. Okay. I want to show you another thing that we've got. The garlic is actually poking through the hay. Check it out. Now the problem is some of it poked through way too early, as you can see. See? Look at them all in there. These ones up here are doing a little bit better. There you go. The garlic is coming. I think these might be a bit too heavy. Look at that. We're gonna have to pull some of this off, I think, today and loosen that up. But that does make me happy too. And I think for the first time since we moved here, the rhubarb patch is not covered in snow a week into April. We have to rake that out too. But anyway, guys, that's my little homestead update and our grocery haul. Oh my. Yep. I think this year is going to be a good year. Okay, doke, folks. You all have a fabulous rest of your day. I'm going to go put my groceries away. And I'll see you next time as we continue our simpler life on PEI. Have a great rest of your day and bye for now.